Good afternoon, YouTube man. Always George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, I want to get a shout out to our American president. I know people are not a fan of Joe Biden, but he is our president. It's better than what we had the last time. But today is his birthday. He's turning 79 years old, and he's a Scorpio like myself. He was born the day after I was. Now, Joe was born November the 20th, 1942. Now, he was from Pennsylvania, but later on his family moved to Delaware. Now, by the time he was in 53, he went to University of Delaware, and he got his law degree in 68, and he was elected to city council in Newcastle Council in 1970. Now he became one of the youngest state senators in America. We were sworn in around about 1972 into the Delaware, Senate, and well, at the time, you remember he also is later on, his the story of how he was sworn in, where his wife and his two children, his sons, were in an accident, and then his wife died. It was his wife, his daughter, and his had passed away, and his sons were the ones left from the accident, and he was sworn in by their beds, and that's a great story. I like that story. And he served in several counselors. He was a part of the violent control enforcement, law enforcement stuff like or violence against women's acts, several other programs. And I really respect his stance on that. Everybody might talk about the police, but the thing is, you there's always a thing to it when you put these programs in. There's gonna be some backlash to it. There's gonna be some blowback to it. But those things was the people want it. And he's been around under so many presidents, such notables as the great President Jimmy Carter, and some list not so great presidents, especially Reagan. And he met his wife Jill, around about the at the time, and they started dating, and then they started life together. They raised his two sons plus their daughter together, and he was one of these guys with just what people call a passionate man. I mean, I've seen him do speeches. He really puts up a good fight for what he believes in. And as you know, later on he becomes the vice president along with Barack Obama. And it was a great thing for him. I think that was really probably helped Obama. Try to get more of the support, especially from especially the majority. They're not going to support a black man if he picks somebody else that's not their color or their complexion. But you know, even though they didn't have the same ideologies, they both agreed that the country needed to go to a better way. And he's also a winner of a Congressional Medal of Honor. For presidential Congressional Medal of Honor. And that's a great thing. You've done so much where you get recognized for that. And him and Kamala Harris, made history. Her being the first, black woman to become vice president. And and this in turn got our country out from under probably one of the worst administrations since I would say Reagan or Bush, or I would say Bush the second. And a lot of people may not be fans of Joe Biden. They call him an old man, Sleepy Joe, whatever that. But you know what? He's not perfect, but he's better than what we had the last time. And I think with his leadership, I think the country might go in a better route. I know people talk about how things going right now, but you remember when dumbass got the presidency, he got it under a great leader. That was Barack Obama, and and Joe. I think he's going to bring in our allies, and us. We'll get more support. When you got to remember, you can't run a country without help. And he is Roman Catholic, which is one thing I think is he's one of the, other than John F. Kennedy, he's one of the few Roman Catholics to become president, and that's history. He's one of two. And and he supports a lot of stuff. Even I know people talk about that. Even comments he made years ago about he didn't want his kids to go to school with black kids. But you know what? It's better that we know now than we didn't know later. And he was honest about that. He didn't lie about that. Unlike a certain person who has lied. But I think he's a great man. I mean, my mom liked Joe Biden. I'm a fan of Joe Biden. I know people are not a fan of him, but you know what? I support him because he is our president. I didn't support the other president because he was not a president. He was a joke. But I think he's a great man. I mean, he's a loving a father, a loving son. a loving grandfather, and that's a good thing. That's a good. He's a family man, truly a family man, compared to you know what. But I want to wish him a very happy birthday, and also, he just pardoned Turkey this week. That's a traditional. Every year, every president gets a pardon of turkey from being, I want somebody to say not pardon the turkey, saying, we're gonna eat you. But like I said, I think he's a decent man. He's a loving man. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a grandfather. He's a friend. He's a politician. He's our leader. He's our American president. And no matter what people think or say, you know what, you don't have to support him. You don't have to. That's the thing about being American. You have that right to not support the president. But right now, I'm supporting him because you know what? It's better than we had the last time. And we just made our way, George Page. Don't like, subscribe. Don't subscribe. I'm out. Happy birthday, Mr. President.